Meat eaters, what type of meat, if any, is off your menu for ethical reasons? Shark fin. The crazy thing about it is that it doesn't even taste good. It's more of a status thing. You could replace the shark fin in the soup with any other meat and it would be much better. Edit, stop saying shark fin soup tastes good. The fin has no taste. It's bland. And any good flavor you get from the soup comes from the amazing broth that you could get at home or at any ramen shop. Though the traditional Chinese medicine claims that the shark fins have innumerable health benefits, modern scientific research suggests otherwise. Only a single study on the effect of shark fin on cancer has been conducted, which has proven the inefficacy of the shark fin in curing cancer. Research has also proven that the shark fins are not nutritionally rich and almost devoid of vitamins. On the contrary, modern medical research claims that shark fins are in fact unhealthy food options for people. Since sharks are one of the top predators in the ocean, large amounts of mercury accumulate in their bodies as a result of bioaccumulation and biomagnification. When humans feed on the body parts of these sharks, high levels of toxic mercury enters their systems and they become susceptible to adverse health impacts. Traditional Chinese medicine is symbolistic hocus pocus in the like-for-like vein. Eat something long and hard if you want a better erection. I bet there are some aspects that actually work. A damn lot of Western medicine was derived from nature. But if that is the case, then the ancients observed an effect and invented a cause. Then they extrapolated the cause to apply to physics and medicine in general, and came up with a lot of false crap. Also, the reason mouse barefoot doctors were taught to push traditional Chinese medicine where necessary was because in poverty-stricken rural China, they couldn't get realist medicine. Turtle meat because I like turtles. You're a very scary zombie. I like toy dolls. Thank you, Jonathan. Never liked the idea of eating something that was cooked alive. I once ate hagfish, in South Korea. They impale the head onto a wooden board, slice it open and rip the skin off, then throw it into spicy sauce and cook it on your table. The whole time it's still wriggling and the cook is poking it back into the pot to make sure it doesn't escape. I'm not eating it again. At first when you said that I just assumed it was the nervous system going whack. But nope, apparently they do skin them alive. That's ducked. Never understood people not killing the fish first. It takes 2 seconds, is actually humane, and at a minimum makes your life easier. I, once, witnessed my Bill trying to fillet a fish he caught without killing it, outright. The fish was flopping and it was causing him to have problems with taking the head off. I walked over with a hammer, took the fish from him, and killed the poor thing and gave it back to him. I have no problem eating meat, especially fish, but I will not torture an animal. I walked over with a hammer, took the fish from him, and killed the poor thing. Thought for a moment you meant the Bill and this was getting dark fast. Octopus. I'm pretty sure those little homies are semi-sapient. Plus when the space cephalopods show up I want to be clear I didn't eat their little cousins. Same. Except that I never worried about space cephalopods. Until now. You should read Children of Ruin, it's speculative evolution of octopus. For anyone reading this, definitely check out Children of Time first. It's the beginning of the series, and Emo the better of the two. They're both great though. Highly recommended. Cephalopods. Those little suckers are smart. Like at least dolphin smart. Thanks bro. As a half cephalopod I am also thankful. Human. I know, only so much human you can eat before the shakes kick in. You get one taste of delicious, delicious human meat and none of this other stuff ever satisfies you again. Sir, that was raccoon meat.
Ha 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 ha, raccoon meat.
Bullshit. That was human meat and I know it. I'm gonna chop off that fat little calf muscle of yours, Frank, and I'm gonna eat it. The way Dee eats her burrito in this one always gets me laughing. m.youtube.com. Easily one of the funniest visual gags in the entire show. It's up there for me when she and Charlie are all roided out in the bar and talking about who took the pills while Charlie cries about eating a sandwich. I won't support anything that is obscenely wasteful. When I was 14 and went fishing with my dad I caught a shovelnose shark. Absolutely gorgeous creature, it was almost as big as I was. We took it home and I honestly thought it would feed all 8 of us. It was a holiday so it was my family and my uncle's family. Anyway, dinner gets served. Everyone else had chicken, and I was served what I could only describe as cooked fish that looked like the size of maybe 2 or 3 big sausages. It turns out that only the tail meat is actually edible. I was mortified. Killed a giant animal only to basically eat 2 hot dogs worth of actual meat. Never went fishing with my dad again because it turned out he knew that when I caught it. If I had have known, I would have thrown it back. Heard they were really fun to catch, but people always release them for that reason. Killing such a beautiful fish for so little meat is horrible. Edit, to everyone getting angry because I only mentioned catch and release, don't waste your time saying it's bad and you don't like it. You're beating a dead horse. Veal. I remember being a kid and my mom made us breaded veal and said it was chicken, and when we finished announced you just ate baby cow. I cried so much, lol. Veal. Won't touch it. When I was a kid, in school they showed us a video of how they lock little baby cows into pens so small they can't stand up so that their muscle stays white and tender, and half-starve them to keep them more like baby cows as long as possible to get more meat off them and still be able to claim their milk-fed veal. There are a lot of critters I won't eat and most of them are already named in this thread, but veal was my very first visceral "what the hell is wrong with us?" reaction, and I've never gotten over that. Yeah, my mom and grandma made veal for us when I was like 14, and were like, "You're gonna love this, it's so good," and it was good, but beforehand they only said it's a type of beef, so I was thinking it's a cut of beef from a different part of a regular cow. Then they told me the details, like they lock them in the dark from the moment they're born, so they can't run around because it keeps the meat tender, and I was just like, why the duck did you feed me this? Felt pretty terrible about it. The age of the animal is not the part I'm particularly worried about, since beef cows are usually slaughtered at about 22 months, which is when they're reaching full size. From a financial point of view, anything more is just wasting feed on them. Pigs reach maturity at 6 months, chickens are usually slaughtered before 3 months, lamb is usually about 2 to 4 months, veal is 6 to 8 months. None of these animals are going to live a full life, which could be anything from about 5 years for a chicken to 20 years for an old cow, but at least treating them with care and not cruelty while they are raised for slaughter seems like it should be a minimum requirement. Ortolan. It's not tasty enough to make it worth the torture. Dare I ask what ortolan is? It's a small migratory bird, a delicacy in French cuisine. They're caught with nets, locked in a cage so they gorge themselves on grain until they're fat, then they're drowned in cognac to marinate the meat, and cooked and eaten whole. The traditional way of eating them is while covering your head with a towel so God doesn't see the indulgent and depraved thing you're doing, so that says something. Edit, found a clip on a Dutch site. If covering yourself with a towel or a blanket really works to hide yourself from God, then 11-year-old me is super relieved right now. In Swabia here in Germany, people invented the Maltesche to get around the fact that you're not allowed to eat meat on Friday as a Catholic. It's basically a sort of big ravioli filled with spinach and minced meat, which is then fried. Since it's in the pocket, God can't see you eat meat, and it's really funny to me that people believe in a God who won't let them eat meat but is also fooled by a thin layer of pasta dough. That's why they're also called Herrgottsbescheurer, which can be roughly translated as God deceivers. Which is of course fine because God only speaks Latin, so he can't understand that. Anything that is cooked alive. For me, anything still alive on my plate. No, Timothy is ducking delicious. Timothy doesn't even need salt. That's how good Timothy is. Ducking eat Timothy. Primates, cetaceans, brain and lymphatic tissue of any animal, dogs. Brain is definitely on my do not eat list, but for health reasons, not moral. Also the texture. Prions are not worth the risk, ever. If anyone here doesn't know about prions and feels that they sleep too well, they should really Google it for a bit.